I'm Catherine and welcome to my art studio in Aigburth, South Liverpool. I live here with my husband and two cats, Tilly and Basil. My work crosses lots of different disciplines from drawing and painting to textiles and printmaking. In more recent years I've really started to focus on the printmaking, specifically lino cut. For me, lino cut and print is relaxing. I really enjoy the routine of the process, and the end result, it's really hard for it not to look amazing. It's just such a handmade look and feel. This is my lino print demonstration and it's my contribution to Liverpool Light Night 2020. Like lots of people, but especially as an artist, I find myself very sensitive to the world around me, the physical world and the emotional world. Thinking about a lino print idea for this demo today, I had a lot of mixed feelings. So many intense highs and lows. It's just like a roller coaster with everything that's going on. I started, like I always do, by sketching. I started doodling like a visual journal. Things in my life that are either important or a highlight or just giving me anxiety. So here I was thinking about heartache, the heartache that people have for lost loved ones, family, friends, or just people that they're not getting to see all the time that they love. Stress and anxiety, the worries for what the future holds. A clock here representing for me time, how time seems to have stood still or slowed down. Computer or any kind of technology helping to keep people in touch and bring them closer together. I've had to learn this whole new recording scenario at home. The paper men that we used to cut out when we were kids as a symbol of togetherness, how people, even though they're further apart, are actually closer together. My cats that were so important to me before the lockdown are now even more important than ever. Very often the only people that I see. My cats and home, really one of the most important things for me. And this rainbow, the rainbow that everybody is drawing, kids are drawing and putting them in the windows, such a symbol of positivity. And you don't get a rainbow without both rain and sunshine. Kind of a metaphor for life, I guess. Before all this chaos of lockdown started, I was beginning to explore in my own practice animal portraits, and this one here, just lifted out to show you as an example, the print plate here, the lino print plate that I've cut and then printed a limited edition run of 100 prints of. This is Molly, my mum's choc Labrador, who unfortunately passed away a few years ago, so yeah, she's framed up now. What I found difficult about this was capturing the essence, the character of the dog or any animal, especially when you've known them and you know what they're like. Hopefully I've done her justice. This one here of Tilly, my cat, which I didn't get a chance to finish. What I thought for today, I'm gonna use my tools and finish off this cut. Then I thought we would do some printing. For the cutting, I generally stick to a few favourite tools. My first one is an SD Lino tool with the blade in the end is blade number 2. You can get about 10 different blades with this brand of tool cutter, but I generally like to play around with the different marks that I can make just with this end. And of course my super duper posh lino cutting tools, which are Swiss made. It's a brand called Feel, which begins with a P, but you pronounce it Feel, and they are absolutely amazing. They are the sharpest things ever. So I'm just going to, and this is a super fine lino cutting tool. You're almost just stroking the surface, but I absolutely love the effect that this gives. It's really nice to have this contrast of the really deep, thick marks and then to have this really light, fine mark right by. I like to make this ear a little bit more pointy too. I turn the lino as I go so that my hands are always behind the direction of the cutting tool. A little bit more definition around the mouth. Rather than doing continuous lines, I like to just chip away as if I'm wood cutting. Slowly chip in with little marks on the surface, and I think that kind of style lends itself to an animal portrait or any kind of animal that's got fur or feathers. Okay, I'm going to attempt the whiskers now. Slightly nervous. with them being slightly down. Sometimes if the channels aren't deep enough, the ink will sit inside those channels and they don't print, but I'll explain a bit more of that when we move on to printing. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to move on to doing a rainbow, which I've sketched out on my lino with a little bit of pencil. I'll be drawing my rainbow and a cloud, and I want some rain to come down on Tilly, my cat. This is going to be a grumpy cat because this cat has been in lockdown for a number of weeks and is not feeling very happy. Just holding my tool at kind of almost flat, not quite flat, 45-degree angle to the lino. And now I'm doing continuous lines, but I'd like them to be both thick and thin, so I'm altering the pressure that I'm applying as I go. Now I'm going to go for the cloud. I don't think I actually took a breath while I did that cloud. And when you, in lino cut, when you cut away sections, it will still print. Can you see in the background above her head, above her ear there? It's so similar to woodcut that it's almost like a wood print effect. You'll get a texture. Cutting away sections that are gonna, if we're printing onto white paper, those sections are gonna be white. So I want this cloud to be mainly white, so I'm cutting the majority, 90% of it away. But I'm doing it in a wavy cloud-like direction. Just mixing up some of the marks here. I want some straights to mix in with some of my wigglies. Just a few raindrops now to be raining down on Tilly. It's like a scoop. And there we go. I think I'm done and I think we're ready to print. And here we have my printing table, my printing station that I've got ready. I've given my lino, my finished cut print plate, I've given it a bit of a wash in warm soapy water and a rub with the soft side of a sponge just to get any tail ends off, to get any greasy finger marks and things like that. So I've got that ready. I'm going to try something that I've not tried before today. So hopefully it'll work, which it's going to be a one block print. Usually you would only have one colour applied to the print plate and print it once, hence one block, one colour print. I'm going to try and do my background as a rainbow. That's what I had in mind that I was going to do all along. So I've got myself some red, some yellow, and I'm going to ombre mix them. So I'm going to try and blend them together as best I can on the print plate. And there should be like an orange at the point where they meet, fingers crossed, I don't know. I've got myself some green and I've got some really nice blue there as well. So hopefully there'll be an ombre gradation, graded blending of colour, but who knows? Maybe it won't work, but something will happen. So I think I'm going to have to work quite quickly to apply the colours because they're already starting to dry. But you can see already, those are my inks. I've got myself, it's actually just an old piece of plastic out of a frame from IKEA, I think it was. These are great for rolling ink onto. I've got a palette knife to scrape up excess ink, a Liverpool Artist palette knife. I sometimes also use these, which are quite handy, which is, it's like a plasterer uses it to smooth the surface on when they're plastering walls, skimming walls. That's handy. And about 50 million rollers, because I just don't know what I'm going to need. Ideally, I would have had tiny rollers, perhaps, but I haven't. These are the smallest ones I've got. These are 2-inch, but they're nice and soft. So anyway, we'll give it a go. Let's see what happens. And now I'm going to begin. And if you've never lino printed before, one of the most common questions I get in lots of my workshops is when do you know that the ink is ready? And I'd say a lot of it is to do with the sound. If you listen out, then experience, after you've printed a few good ones and a few bad ones, you'll start to get to know the pitch of the clacking. It's almost like sausages sizzling. It's this kind of hissing. And once you've got that sound, that's when you know that there's the right level of tack for you to apply it to the print plate. Okay, I'm just going to do the other colours before I add them to the print plate. And just another couple of things before I start to apply ink to the print plate. You don't need to push down with force on the rollers. It literally just pushes the ink around on the surface. But what you actually want to do is you're activating the ink and you're getting air in there, and you're getting it to start the drying out process. You can see, I don't know if you can maybe see on the camera, but this yellow is a different brand to the red ones and the green ones, and it's actually a little more glossy, a bit more runny, so it's going to take a little bit more working roller action in before I apply it to my print plate. Okay, nervous, here we go. And now I'm going to use this red roller. I'm just slowly inching my way down the print plate. And it's starting to just blend all the colours. What's happened is the yellow has completely disappeared, so I'm just going to now go back and reapply the yellow. Next job, I'm going to lay a piece of A4 paper down, flat on the table. I'm going to lay my print plate over the top, line it up centrally exactly where I want it. And my trick is to then, with the piece of paper that you're going to print onto, you just need to line it up with the paper underneath. And then we are going to do a mixture of rubbing with our hands and a slightly wider roller, 4-inch roller, to apply pressure to the reverse side. I'm going to do this for about 3 or 4 minutes. And when you're ready, just peel back top print. There we go, that's not too bad. The yellow has kind of just disappeared in the middle, so I think I'm going to do another print and I'm going to see if I can improve on that. But for a first print, that's not bad. Piece of paper as the base, lay down the print, fab, that's better than the last one. I'm a bit happier with that. I think the yellow has come out a little bit more. I found a yellow ink that was a bit more pigmented, and I added some white to the green, which made it a bit brighter. But generally the consistency, the coverage over the print is much better too. And the cat seems to come out a bit brighter with the green. The green is less muddy. So I think I've got a technique. Really happy with those. This is Grumpy Cat. Is it time to go outside yet?